So today we are going to make Supertough hydrogels, which will have a high fracture energy despite being 90% water. So the way that we're going to do that is by making a network of an ionic crosslink between the alginate solution and the calcium solution, and then with a covalent crosslink between an acrylamide solution and NBAA, APS, and timid. Okay, so for this lab, you will need two 20 milliliter syringes, Luer lock connector, a Luer lock cap, acrylic or glass plates with black acrylic spacers. First, what we'll do is label two of the 20 milliliter syringes, syringe 1 and syringe 2. To syringe 1, you will syringe up 10 milliliters of the alginate acrylamide solution. Here. And then you're going to use a paper towel to wipe the excess solution off the syringe. Hold the syringe upright and tap to get out any bubbles. Once you've removed all the air bubbles from syringe number 1, we're going to set it aside. Grab a P200 pipette, and we're going to pipette 36 microliters of the NBAA solution. Set your P200 pipette to 36. Put a pipette tip on. And then pipette from the NBAA solution. Next, grab syringe 1 again. Put the tip of your pipette into the top of the syringe. Oh my God. And pipette into the syringe. While you're pulling down on the syringe, push the pipette to put the NBAA solution into it. Release the pipette tip into a disposal. Next, we're going to, again, put syringe number 1 to the side, and we're going to use the P200 pipette again. This time, we'll set it to 40 microliters. And with the timid solution, and this is again going into syringe 1 the same way as we did with the NBAA solution. So we'll pull down on the syringe while we push in with the pipette. and put the pipette tip into the disposal. We're holding syringe 1 face up, and make sure you get all of the bubbles out. Once all of the gas is out of syringe 1, put a cap on it and set it aside. Okay. All right. Now that syringe 1 is prepared, we will prepare syringe 2. First, grab the P1000 pipette, put a tip on, and set it to 190 microliters. Get 190 microliters of the calcium solution. It's important to make sure the calcium solution is mixed well before you pipette it into syringe 2. So as before, as I push down on the pipette, I'm going to pull down with the syringe so that the calcium solution from the pipette will go into the syringe. Next, we're going to use the P1000 pipette again, this time for the APS solution. We'll set the pipette to 225 microliters. Pipette the 225 microliters of APS into syringe 2. And dispose of the pipette tip. Next, push the syringe closed so that all of the air is out of syringe 2. Okay. And then put a cap on the syringe. Okay, just put a cap on the syringe and set it aside. Next, we're going to prepare the acrylic plate by putting the 4 spacers around the sides of it, in the corners. Now take syringe 1 and attach the lure connector to it. Push syringe 1 closed until a drop forms on top of the lure connector. Connect syringe 2 to the lure lock and then twist until the syringes lock in place. Now mix the solution by depressing the barrels back and forth about 10 times. Disconnect the syringes, take off the connector piece. Disconnected the 2 syringes. Push the gel out onto the plate. Next, we'll top it off with the other plate and store it in a room temperature area overnight.